Oh, it's that time again. It's 2K Kingslayer back here in the 2K film room where we break down various freelances and plays in NBA 2K19. Before we get into it, I want to ask that you please hit the like button and the subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. I'm still a growing, small channel. And I also wanted to address a few things that I keep getting asked. So if you don't know how to call freelances, how to call plays, or how to get the play arrows to pop up when you're playing the game, the links to all those tutorials will be at the end of this video. And finally, I just want to let everyone know I am fully aware that you cannot run freelances on my team currently. You should be able to, but it's a glitch. So be sure to contact 2K support so that they fix this in the next patch. I personally do not play my team because I'm not 9 years old, so I'm not going to know when it gets fixed, so you guys are going to have to let me know that. Alright, so let's jump into the 43 Motion Freelance. So I just want to say right off the bat, this is a contender for my favorite freelance this year. It's a new one. It wasn't in the game last year, and I'm really enjoying this. So if you look at the sticky notes there, you can see the three principles of the 43 Motion Freelance. The first is baseline attacks. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be attacking laterally to the basket, so from the corners and a little bit closer on the baseline. It's also going to cause you to find yourself in some mismatches. I'm going to get into that in a little more detail later, but I'm going to show you guys a game where Carmelo Anthony actually went off. That's right, old man Carmelo Anthony. And it was because we created mismatches. We put a slower guy on him as a result of this freelance. So like I said, I'll show that a little bit later in the Rockets footage. And then finally, this is a pretty guard-centric freelance, so not that your center and your power forward aren't going to be involved at all, but it's very focused on your point guard, your shooting guard, and your small forward, or off guard, whatever you want to call it. So you're 1, 2, and 3 basically. So let's jump into the gym here and show you guys some of the branches of this freelance. So this first one, pretty basic. You start at the top and you get a down screen for either your guard or your small forward. So that's pretty self-explanatory. That's if you're standing directly above the three-point line. This one right here should look familiar to you if you've seen my other tutorials. This exact branch is found in the flow freelance, so there's that fake handoff that leads to a pick and roll. So let's get into the fun stuff now. Here you have two guards at the top of the three-point arc. Chris Paul comes around and the alley-oop to PJ Tucker. So PJ Tucker is actually not a guard, but he was playing in that guard position there. Anyway, you could see he receives a screen, Chris Paul goes around the other side, and that leaves an alley-oop opportunity. So that's your third branch. Here's a fourth branch starting from that same position. We don't get that alley-oop opportunity, but James Harden quickly switches directions and finds himself wide open for three. So slow that down. You can see the two guards switch positions. This would be where we look for that alley-oop. Tristan Thompson cut it off. What ends up happening is they forgot about James Harden going the opposite direction, and he finds himself for a wide open three. Bada bing! Alright, so that's the fourth branch. Here's a fifth branch. Starting from the corner, little unorthodox here. Gonna swing the ball around. James Harden finds himself open for another three. But different initiation point. This is from the corner. You can see James Harden comes around and takes that down screen from the opposite end. Now we're gonna start from the corner again, but this time, James Harden's gonna find himself cutting to the basket and throwing it down. So if you're counting, I believe this is the sixth branch. So that one's pretty simple. Let's go to the seventh branch now. Swing the ball to the side, and underneath we find Carmelo Anthony for the dunk. Now I didn't wait for him to be completely open here because this is just practice mode, but you're gonna see when we get into the actual gameplay how you can really use that baseline screen right there to create mismatches and score a bunch of points. So let's jump into this first game. I was actually using the Mavericks in this first one, but you're gonna see why we have two games included in this gameplay. So like I said, we're using Dallas Mavericks. We're gonna initiate from the corner on this play. No cut there, so we swing it around. And look who we find, Wesley Matthews wide open for three off of that cut from the 43 Motion Freelance. So again, starting from the corner. And our man is gonna try to cut here, but he's cut off by the defender, that's okay. So we swing the ball around. Wesley Matthews comes around off of a screen, knocks it down. Bada bing! For three. So there's one of our branches. We start from the corner again. That time the cut does work, and Dwight Powell finishes the easy one. So that usually happens when the defender is trying to front you, or if it's an off-ball defender, that cut is actually going to work. But let's move on to the next play now. We start at the top of the arc, swing the ball around, and Dwight Powell gets fouled. So I want to show you this just because if that was somebody else besides Dwight Powell, like if that were a stretch 4, he would probably be able to knock down that wide open 3, but we had to drive on that one instead. So this time we get it to Harrison Barnes, swings it around, and Luka Doncic puts it in. And at the end of this one, we get a rage quit, so that's why I'm going to show you guys 2 different games. So we get that win using the 43 motion freelance. But let's jump into this next game. We're using the Houston Rockets, and we go up against the dreaded Golden State Warriors. I just love playing the Warriors this year. Not. I hate it. It's awful. You have to work so hard to beat the Warriors and play now online. But we believe in this freelance. This is going to happen. We believe in our sim basketball. So here we go. 43 motion. We're going to start from the side here. We swing it over to James Harden. The guards switch positions. Might have been able to do an alley-oop opportunity there. But we swing the ball around again. Here comes Chris Paul on the other side. Didn't have the 3, so we kick it back out to James Harden, who knocks it down. A little improvisation there. So let's show another example. 2 guards up top. Chris Paul goes down low. And we get it inside. Remember I said baseline, that's where we're really focused here. We kick it back out to Chris Paul for 3. Nice and easy. So now in this possession, we're going to go to that sticky note where I mentioned mismatches. So check this out. I have 2 options to pass the ball here, but I see that Carmelo Anthony is matched up with DeMarcus Cousins, and even old man Melo is faster than DeMarcus. And if you look down at the baseline, you can see that happened because my power forward and my center switched positions. So if you have a quicker big man, a quicker power forward, you can take advantage of situations like this. So moving along here, another branch. We get inside, kick it out to Eric Gordon, who knocks it down. They gave him just enough space. And Eric Gordon's actually one of my favorite players in the league. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but I really enjoy watching that guy play. So now, we look down at the baseline as always, swing the ball around. Brandon Knight knocks down a 3. I forgot he was even in the league, to be perfectly honest with you. But he knocks down the open 3 there. And now, clock winding down, James Harden. Look at that. We get inside and throw it down on Draymond Green. He was just a little bit too late. The poster. Beautifully done. All right, so once again, we get that mismatch out of the 43 motion freelance. Melo takes advantage with his speed. And he got that little quick jab step that he does in real life. This game's so good this year. I love 2K19. So many little things that they added to make the game great. But 3:53 remaining. We go to that 2-guard lineup again. Melo, that time his defender was just too slow, and we got an open mid-range. So now the guards switch positions again. Alley-oop opportunity is not there. So this time, look at that. Double picks for James Harden. Wow, I didn't even cover that option in the gym because it just didn't show up, but this one surprised me while I was playing in the game. So a lot of times what will happen is Chris Paul will come up and get one screen, but they ended up both screening for James Harden, who knocked down that nice, easy 3-pointer. So you guys can see why I'm really liking this freelance a lot. It's right up there with flow for me so far. Chris Paul, off of the 43 motion, knocks down the mid-range jumper. That's what he does. So we're going to swing the ball over to the side again, see if we can get a mismatch. And look at this, we can. Melo takes advantage again. Melo looking 10 years younger in this video. If he plays like this with the Rockets, then my gosh, they're going to be really good this year. They're actually going to have a chance against the Warriors if Carmelo Anthony can play like that. He won't, but it would be nice. It's nice to dream. At the end of this one, 59-51, we get the victory against the Warriors, and yeah, guys, I hope I've been able to convince you. 43 motion is the truth. It's the truth. And you can see James Harden, 21 points, Chris Paul, 13 points, Melo, 10 points. But there were 10 efficient points, 5 for 8. That's what we want. That's what Melo needs to work on in real life. So like I said, very guard-centric. Our 3 leading scorers were our 3 guards. even though Mello was playing a little bit of power forward in that one, but he's a small forward or an off guard at heart. You get the idea. We look here at the team comparison, and you can see we scored 59 points overall, so that's pretty high for 5-minute quarters. 69% on field goals, 6 for 10 on threes, so not a ton of three-pointers, but 17 assists. So we were passing the ball around a lot. It's just a fun offense to run. It really is. Guys, I hope that you enjoy this and that it's helpful for you. Please be sure to let me know in the comments section if you want me to do a specific freelance. I'm going to be going over the 7 seconds again this year. A lot of the freelances are pretty much the same. So after I do this next 7 seconds freelance, I will probably, I'll probably just focus on the new ones. But yeah, let me know in the comments section. And until next time, happy gaming, y'all.